Where's the little white canvas? There it is. What we're going to be talking about is how to get your canvas, set it up on the easel, and how to get your canvas right in relationship to the light. First of all, I'm going to show you an unfinished canvas from quite some time ago, so that you'll have some idea of an image and color spots, pieces of color. And we're just going to pretend that in the chaos that you see over here, my studio now being subject to pulling everything out and inventorying it and getting it photographed, but we're going to pretend that there is over here the setup, this model. However, and we could have a large class around us. And how are we going to be set up? Well, if I put the canvas here, I'm not going to be using my eyes, you see, looking at the model over there. I'm going to be using my mind. So I'm not going to train my eye. Consequently, I want to be off to the side. Now I could be over here. Again, we're assuming the model is over here. If I have the canvas here, my back is turned so that I can't see without rotating my head, the model, and what I'm putting down. But worse than that, I'm against the light here, as you can see. So everything is in shadow with bright light round about it, and I cannot see. As I move around here, more light gets on the canvas, and I can control it by tipping forward to control the glare, but my back is turned towards the model. So as I come around here, you can see that I'm gaining in light. My color values are much more visible. I'm still perhaps having to do a little looking over the shoulder, so perhaps the optimum position is going to be closer to this. As I keep going round, I'm changing the light on the canvas, and if I go over this far, I'm blocking the model that I'm working from with the canvas, so I have to go like this. Do you see? It's an act not of sight, but an act of memory. I do exactly the same thing with a blank canvas, a perfectly unmarked canvas, because that's the way you start out. And you see, here we are against the light, everything lost. Coming around here, gaining more light. You can see the light changing. How much more light we get in this position. And we're coming around into here with a little less light, but perhaps the optimum light on the canvas and position in my station point in relationship to the model is right here. And then if we keep on going, you can see, all right, I would seem to be getting plenty of light on it, but I'm blocking the model. Now this is the kind of thing that you do when you start a painting. And you spend time at it, and you train yourself to do it. And if you're in a painting class, don't ever go back into the same position again and again and just repeat what you've done. Test yourself. Paint sitting down on the floor. Paint standing up on a box. Move around to different parts of the room so that you develop the ability instinctively to get your canvas right in relationship to the light. And if you can possibly see what's happening here, if I turn the canvas up like this, I'm getting glare, which I can get rid of if I bring the canvas forward on my easel like this. So I have taken my canvas, assuming that we're going to continue to work on this canvas, and I have, from my station point, I can see the model, I can see the canvas, and I will be able to put my palette here, or on a box or on a stool over here, so I can see all three all at once simply by rotating my head. Now, how do I put it on the easel? These French easels have a prong that comes out, and I could use that. On the other hand, the most important thing here is not to cover an edge of the canvas, because these are the first 4 lines of your composition. Everything that happens in here is a shape placed in relationship to these 4 lines. Where these heads have been placed, everything in here done in relationship to the first 4 lines, therefore don't cover 1 or 2 of them by the lip of the easel. So what you can do is to, these easels will function to go forward, backward, up and down and so forth. Put it on and put sufficient pressure on the easel here so that it won't fall forward, you see, against gravity and land in your lap. And I will tell you that with natural light, most of the time, in order to control the glare of the oil paint, of the light on the oil paint, you'll want to have the easel, you want to have the canvas coming forward. The same is true in the museums, which the curators don't seem to understand, that as you go higher up, you want to bring the canvas forward to correct against the glare. It's about 45 degrees from the incidence of light to the plane of the canvas. Palette comes here. Paint brushes can come here. I am able to look there, or I can put the paint brushes to the other side. It doesn't matter. It's going to be in my way. I have a path to go back. I can step back. I'm unimpeded. And if I'm in a studio with other painters, I am very careful to make sure that I'm not blocking anybody else's station point, and they are equally careful about where they place themselves. The crossbars of the easel, of any easel, will go up and down. And you don't just plunk your canvas down and paint up on the upper parts up here and the lower parts down in there. You move your canvas up and down so that your eye is coming into approximately an area like this where you're going to be painting. This is set up now for me to continue the painting, let's say, in this area in here, looking slightly down. Because again, looking up, I'm going to get some glare, and looking down is awkward, and your line of sight is not at right angles, roughly at right angles to the canvas, do you see?